Alright people, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel. As you can tell by the title and the thumbnail of this video, we do have an absolutely disgusting video for you today, bringing you the most scumbag custom tactics that you could possibly use on FIFA 20 in the current meta that the game's in. Now, I don't really advise, or I'm not an advocate for these tactics. I think if you use them, you are a scumbag, but I'm a scumbag too. You know, everyone that you play against is going to use these tactics or similar ones. Those games that you think you should win but don't, most of the time it's because kids are going to be playing with these tactics right here. Now, if you want to see a squad builder for the team that I am going to be using for this weekend, check out the last video on the channel and you can see that in full where I go in depth about the team, my thoughts, why I've got Pirlo in the centre here, who's going to replace Pirlo, and what I think about the team and how I've put it together. If you missed my rewards video as well from Thursday, where I did pick up this 99 Lewandowski, please go back and watch that video as well. That will be linked on the channel. Now, straight into the custom tactics, boys. No messing around. We start off in the 4-3-3 formation, as you can see here. But we don't stay in this. So, our default game plan, really, our balanced tactic, is drop back, one width, one depth, balanced offensive style, width 1, players in box 1. Corners and free kicks we have up. We should have them down, realistically, to 1. But, balanced, like the balanced stats here, the game plan doesn't really matter because you only stay in that for a few seconds, as we do transition into the defensive game plan as soon as the ball kicks off. But there is that transition period where all your players moving around, getting in position in the formation. So just to save getting caught out of position, because as you can see there, we do have Danny Ings, who's going to be a striker for us, playing in the centre mid. Just so your players don't get caught out of position, just have it on drop back, one depth, one width, keep it compact, keep it shallow at the back, you know, drop them back. You don't want to get caught out when your team's not ready to play the game. Do you know what I mean? So like I was saying, after minute 1 we do switch to this. Now usually I play balanced defensive style, 4 width and 4 depth, but we have dropped it back by 1 to 3 depth. Now a lot of people will run 2 or 1 depth and run drop back defensive style, which is an absolute scumbag move. And like I say, I'm not an advocate for that style of play. I do like to get aggressive, press kids, score goals, and have fun games on FIFA 20, but FIFA 20 and fun aren't words that go into the same sentence, as I'm sure many of you know. If you've ever played Division Rivals, you'll know what I'm talking about. You can't have fun in that game mode at all, and FUT Champions is just as bad for the level of sweatiness and toxicness, and the toxicity in that game mode is through the roof. But as you can see, we stay on 3 depth. We don't want to be too shallow, or too deep, sorry, we don't want to be too deep, but we also don't want to get caught out of position and be too high. Offensive style, we just keep balance. I've been playing around recently with fast build-up, long ball, all of that, but for now, I just keep it on balance. I was scoring goals on balance. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Just leave it on balance. Width 4 as well. We are playing the 4-2-3-1 formation. The left attacking mid and the right attacking mid can get left out of the game sometimes because they are so wide. So we do drop the width down just to 4 bars there to try and keep those players a bit tighter, bring them into the game a bit more. Players in box we do have on 4 most of the time, or all of the time, sorry. If you do go down the wing and you have a crossing position in the box, you are just going to be dragging it back to anyone who's on the edge of the box or in the 6-yard area. You're not going to be crossing it in. You don't want major people to run into the box because you're going to be dragging it back 9 out of 10 times anyway, or 9.9 out of 10 times. Corners we have on 2. You don't really score corners on FIFA 20. Everyone knows this. Free kicks, you don't score from crosses. So there's no point having loads of people in the box. And if you've got a free kick, most of the time you'll shoot anyway or just pass it short. So we leave that on 1 bar. As for the player instructions, on the right back and the left back, we do have stay back while attacking. Everything else default. Centre back, goalkeeper, never touch them. Keep them on default. As for the CDMs here, we do have stay back while attacking and cover centre. We do have stay back while attacking on Tony Kroos there, and on my right defensive mid, I have balanced attack and cover centre. Now, what I tend to do is put my defensive left mid into the left defensive mid spot. And my defensive mid who's a bit more attacking, say like a Frankie de Jong, he's got good passing, good dribbling, good shooting stats. I'll put him in the right defensive mid and leave him on balanced attack so he can get forward and make those forward runs to give my attackers an extra option if they do need it. As for the 3 cams here, you can see on Danny Ings in the middle, we have come back on defence and get into the box for cross. And then across the other 2 cams, we do have exactly the same player instructions there, come back on defence and get into the box for cross. What this will do is when you lose the ball, your attackers will drop back. The wide guys will come back a bit deeper in front of the, not all the way in front of the fullbacks, but they will drop back into a nice shape. Danny Ings will drop back almost in between the two CDMs there. Not completely, do you know what I mean? But everyone falls back, with these two being stay back while attacking, cover centre, and then these coming back on defence. You're going to have a nice structure when you do lose the ball. Now, as for the striker, we do have stay central and come back on defence. With this formation, I already have two wide players, and I have Lewandowski up front, who's not an agile winger. I don't want him going out wide. I want him to stay central. You know, I'm normally, in fact, I'm going to play target man, actually. Target man's a great option to use when you have a tall striker, such as Lewandowski or a Benzema, who isn't the most agile player, but can back up into defenders, ask for the ball to feet, do a fake shot or a skill move to get it to get past the defender, and then take a shot on goal. And most of the time it'll go in, especially at this stage of the game. You know, I've got a 99 Lewandowski. A few of my mates packed or pulled the 97 Benzema from the FUT Champs rewards. Great cards that when you shoot, it's going to be an insane shot and most of the time go in, especially with finesse shots. We also have comeback on defence on the striker. Now, this is the scumbag part of these custom tactics, having everyone on comeback on defence. It'll feel like to your opponent that you are playing drop back, but you're not actually playing drop back because everyone's not dropping back. They're just coming back on defence. So as soon as you win the ball back, they will go back to an attacking position. Like I say, this isn't everyone stay back while you're attacking. The only people who are staying back is your fullbacks and your CDMs, which is natural anyway. You know, your CDMs and your fullbacks don't normally get involved in the attacks, especially on FIFA 20. Like, obviously, I'm a Liverpool fan myself. Liverpool, our whole system is based off attacking fullbacks, Trent and Robertson getting down the wings. FIFA 20, you can't play that way. You need your fullbacks to stay back. So yeah, come back on defence just means when you lose the ball and your opponent is attacking, your players will fall back a bit more and defend. But as soon as you win the ball back, you know, especially having get into the box for cross, your players are going to bomb forward and get into nice attacking positions. This is our minute one formation. This is what we change into as soon as the game kicks off. This is what we stay in pretty much the whole game. But if I want to get a bit more aggressive, say I'm a goal down or I'm chasing a goal, or the 4-2-3-1 formation just isn't working for me, my opponent's playing a bit deep, I'm not creating enough chances, I will switch formation to the 4-4-2. Now, this isn't the default, the defensive variant, sorry, with the two CDMs like this one here. It's just the flat formation of the 4-4-2. I've been experimenting with this formation only recently, and I am enjoying it so far, using two strikers up front. I think a two-striker formation really suits my playstyle really on FIFA. I like having two strikers, teak attacker, 1-2s in behind the defence, and I can definitely rip defences open with two attackers. Like I was saying, this is more of our like pressing formation, more aggressive. You see there, we do have pressure on heavy touch as the defensive style. If you can manual press on FIFA 20, which I've struggled to do, I'm going to be honest, manual pressing is quite hard if you've not mastered it, especially at this stage in the game with how good players are and how good like the people controlling the players are in the game. Yeah, if you can manual press, leave it unbalanced. Just use team press on the D-pad and then manually press yourself by switching players with the right stick and teammate contain, all of that. If people who manual press know what I'm talking about. If you don't know about manual pressing, just throw it on pressure on heavy touch like I have done here. The width we do keep wide. Now, the 4-4-2 is a wide formation anyway, but you can see there we are on 4 bars. We are pressing. We don't want, like, say you keep it narrow like this. If you keep it narrow like this and you're trying to press, your opponent's just going to keep switching it to either wing or just run down the line. You can see how tight it is and how narrow it is. They are just going to exploit you in the wide areas. So we do keep it wide on 6 bars here. The depth we do keep on 4. Like I mentioned before, 4 bars is perfect because it's not too deep and it's not too high up the pitch, so you can get caught out from behind. Offensive style we keep on balanced. Like I was saying in the last tactics as well, just the usual, leave it on balance. The width we do have on 4. Like I was saying, this formation is quite wide. We don't want it to be too wide because then the wingers might not be able to get involved. Like I was saying in the 4-2-3-1 as well as the 4-4-2, the wingers might not be able to get involved. Players in box we have on 3. Like I was saying again in the last formation, and for the corners and free kicks, I've said it before, you already know the reason why we have these bars where they are. As for the instructions for this formation, we do have our fullbacks not on stay back while attacking for once. We do have them on overlap as the run type. You can change this to inverted, mixed or overlap. We do have it on overlap and we don't have stay back while attacking, which means our fullbacks will occasionally make forward runs, and every time they do make a forward run, they will overlap those wide players being Grealish and Gnabry. The reason we do this is because, like I say, we are pressing. We want to get in the opponent's face, and having these fullbacks come forward gives us another option. People say, oh, if you don't let them stay back while attacking, you'll just get caught out with a through ball. You'll see in a minute how we do counter that. The centre-back goalkeeper, as always, you don't touch. The two centre-mids here are more defensive centre-mid, which is Toni Kroos. We have stay back while attacking, cover centre, and stay on the edge of the box across. This always means that Toni Kroos will be in a very good position to defend if a kid tries to play a ball out while we're pressing them, play a quick ball out, tiki-taka past me. Toni Kroos is always going to be on the edge of the box while I'm attacking, in case they win the ball back there and try and play a counter-attack, or he'll always be staying back anyway. So we'll never be in the box out of position. Do you know what I mean? So I'll never get caught out there. As for the other centre mid, we have balanced on everything apart from cover centre. We don't want them covering wide. We don't need to. You'll see in a minute why we don't need to. It might be a good idea to play cover wing, especially with the fullbacks going forward, but like I'm saying, we don't need to. And the reason we don't need to is that for the right mid and the left mid here, you'll see we do have come back on defence as the defensive support, as well as get into the box for cross for the support on crosses. Everything else we do leave unbalanced. Now we have this on comeback on defense because, like I was saying, those fullbacks are going to overlap every time they do go forward, and sometimes they will go further forwards in the attack than your wingers, than your left mid and your right mid. And when that does happen, if you lose the ball, you can very easily get caught out in behind. But say, for example, Carvajal goes too far forwards during an attack. He goes further ahead past Gnabry. I then lose the ball. The opponent can counter-attack. Gnabry is on comeback on defence. So we will drop back in and fill up a portion of that gap that Carvajal has left, while Carvajal's trying to bomb it back and get in position before I start shouting at him for being out of position. Gnabry will plug that gap while Carvajal is making that ground back to recover and get back into position. Like I said, that's the same for both sides. You know, if Trent and Carvajal both go forward past the wingers, I lose the ball. My two wingers will drop back and cover that area that those fullbacks have left open. Now, as for the two strikers, we do have them on stay central and come back on defence. We do have them on stay central because it's a wide formation already, the 4-4-2. We have wingers. We don't want them going out wide. We want them to stay in the middle, be able to play those 1-2s to each other and get in behind defence. Speaking of getting behind, you could put the attacking runs on getting behind. I've been experimenting with them a lot recently. What I'll probably end up doing for this weekend league is putting Lewandowski on target man and Danny Ings on getting behind. I feel like that might be a good mixture of attack and run tactics, because Lewandowski is a bit more stocky, strength. He's got more strength. He can back up into the opponents, get the ball to his feet, play a pass to Ings, who's running in behind the defence. One of those. I might try experiment with that. If you don't have like a good combination like I've just described there, like one tall striker, one fast, just leave it unbalanced or getting behind, whatever your preference is really for the attack and runs. But what is important is the comeback on defence. Now, you will see people and pro players as well using stay forward on the strikers, but what that does is, if you leave your two strikers in this formation on stay forward, while you lose the ball, there's going to be a massive gap between these four players here. Your two strikers and your two centre mids. There is going to be a massive gap in the middle with your opponent. Say your opponent's playing a 4-2-3-1. He picks up the ball with his CDMs. This CDM's going to be sat right in this gap here between these four. With your strikers on comeback on defence, they will drop back and probably be able to pick up that ball off the CDMs. And if you manually select one of your strikers and drag them back manually, like run back with him to press the midfield, the AI being on comeback on defence will pull the other striker back and keep you in that nice solid formation to keep that structure and keep that defensive support, like it says there on the screen. Keep it how we want it. You know, we do want to drop back, like it is, like I was saying, it's a scumbag tactic, but it will win you more games. Last weekend on the Friday playing FUT Champions, I went 9 wins and 7 losses. 9 wins and 7 losses. My head was gone. I switched to these tactics right here on Saturday and Sunday and went 11 wins with 2 losses, picked up gold 1 finish with 20 wins and 9 losses. Completely revived my weekend. Yeah, it was a crazy weekend, but thanks to these custom tactics here, we did manage to pull it off. Now, the last formation I do want to show you is the 5-3-2. Now, this formation, as you can see, I do have Grealish and Gnabry in centre mids. I'm not really set up for this formation, but it's a fun formation to use if you do have the personnel in your team to be able to do this. As you can see there, Pirlo, who I am replacing with an icon centre defensive mid, is filling at one of the centre back positions. But yeah, the custom tactics for this formation is balanced defensive style, one width, because the five at the back can be very wide. There's gaps between the centre backs. You want to bring that in, and you'll see where we do get some width from in this formation in a moment. The depth we stay on 4 for reasons I've already mentioned. Offensive style, fast build up. It's in the name, you know, fast build up, tiki-taka, win the ball back. It's like quite a defensive formation, this, obviously, with 5 at the back. If you're absorbing a lot of pressure, you can use this to close out the game if you want, 5 at the back. Or if you're struggling defensively in the game, definitely switch to the 5 at the back formation. With fast build up on, you can then still defend very compact and very strong in defence, and then be able to attack still. One width, for the same reason I've mentioned. You'll see why we do have one width in a moment. Players in the box we'd leave on 5, 1-1 for corners and free kicks. Now, the reason as I say about the width is because there is a button on the D-pad. I believe you press up and then left or right on the D-pad. And what that does is, it says fullbacks during the attack. Now, playing this formation here, right, if you switch to fullbacks during the attack, Alexander-Arnold and Carvajal will bomb forward as if they were wingers. So you almost turn the formation into a 3-5-2, or sometimes, depending on how far they go forward, it turns into a 3-3-4. And let me tell you, there's absolutely no way an opponent can defend that, a 3-3-4. They physically can't. It's not capable. Nobody in the world is capable of defending that. 4 attackers with 3 midfielders behind them. Like, say they have 4 defenders themselves, that's 1 for each, and then you've got midfielders behind them who have no markers. It's crazy. Like, people can't keep up with this formation. It's absolutely ridiculous. As for the player instructions, though, we do have get in behind and stay central and come back on defence on Lewandowski. Stay central, target man, and come back on defence for Danny Ings. They should be swapped, like I did just mention in the last formation. I need to swap those players around there. But yeah, stay central, come back on defence for reasons I've already mentioned, and then attack and runs, it's whatever your preference is. Now, the 3 centre mids here, we leave the left and the right on balanced for everything apart from stay back while attacking and free roam. Now, we do leave them on cover wing rather than cover centre, because like I have mentioned, the fullbacks do go forward when you flick that D-pad button. Your fullback will run forward. It's good to have these two, the left centre mid and the right centre mid, cover the wing for when those players are forward so they don't get caught out of position. They're on free roam so they can move around freely, go backwards to the right back position or the left back position, and also get forward while you're there, but also stay back while attacking to keep a nice structure in the team. As for the middle centre mid, stay back while attacking, stick to position and cover centre. Just a little anchor in the midfield to sit in front of those guaranteed 3 defenders who are always going to be back, just to sit there in front of them and just hold down the defence for us. But yeah, boys, that is going to wrap up the custom tactics video. If you switch to these custom tactics, then I can guarantee you will win more games. Please try these tactics out. In fact, don't, because I don't want to play you using these tactics, yeah? Like, because it's so annoying to play against opponents who play like this. But if you do it, you will win more games. Trust me. If you do win more games after switching to these tactics, come back to the channel. Let me know in the comments. If you don't win more games, come back to the channel and tell me how shit this video was. Please, I love getting hate messages. It's class. Come back to the video and say that how bad you are at FIFA because you keep getting beat and you're blaming it on me. You don't want to take responsibility for your own FIFA ability. But yeah, if you did enjoy the video, boys, please subscribe to the channel for more FIFA 20 content. Like, comment, share and subscribe. Turn on notifications so you never miss an upload. And I'll catch you in the next video, boys. Take it easy.